point out something that I think is in the weird statistics category before I begin this. This may be the first day or game day in some time, or I don't know if anyone tracks these, that two quarterbacks in two games on the same day, or excuse me, four quarterbacks in two games on the same day had exactly the same attempt and completion statistics. Derek Carr and Ben Roethlisberger, both 24 of 44. Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, both 21 of 36. Different yards, different touchdown interception ratios, but same day. Now, the difference in the Colts game where the visiting Broncos lost 27-24 and broke their unbeaten streak was Peyton Manning's 2 interceptions. Plus the fact that they only ran the ball 14 times total. By contrast, the Colts gave the ball to Frank Gore 28 times. And while he only gained 83 yards, thereabouts, the bottom line is they gave him the ball and they had a good mix of runs and short passes, particularly underneath crossing routes that worked very well for receivers like T.Y. Hilton. I have to say something about Pep Hamilton on that, the now former offensive coordinator for the Colts. He was a scapegoat because, remember, it was the same Colts this year that lost Andrew Luck to injury and brought in Matt Hasselbeck, who performed excellently in place of Andrew Luck. And it wasn't like Matt Hasselbeck had played for another team the previous week, as you know. Did anyone bother to credit Pep Hamilton for preparing him? Nope. I did. But the bottom line is Roger Dinsky is also an offensive coordinator, has been. He was assistant head coach and also coached with and is friends with Chuck Pagano, the head coach of the Colts. They needed a scapegoat. They needed someone to blame to take the fall for the Colts' performance, and they picked Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton is a great offensive coordinator. Don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand that. He really is. But he was set up in a situation where he was the convenient fall person. Back to the game. Peyton Manning should have hit his targets. And look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you take elements of Andrew Gase's offense that was used last year and the year before that allowed Peyton Manning to set records, and you put them into this offense that Gary Kubiak has, that, oh, hey, they perform much better, right? But somewhere along the line, Gary Kubiak didn't get that message, let alone the memo. And so Peyton is performing in a way that's very un-Manning-like. He has, for him, pedestrian numbers. He turns a ball over more than any other quarterback in the NFL, a statistic I'm sure he doesn't like. And now the Broncos see themselves with their first loss at a time they thought they probably wouldn't get it. All that stuff about the Colts being fired up to beat their former player and all that, that might be true for Jim Irsay, but the Colts have had so much in the way of turnover of personnel that for the most part it doesn't matter. Maybe it matters to Andrew Luck, but that's about it. The bottom line is the Colts barely won this game, and it doesn't mean that the change in the offensive coordinator was the difference. Andrew Luck played better. The Colts ran the ball when they needed to, but this was also a function of Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos not having the right formula and approach to win the game.